The topic I'm going to present on this week is vasovagal syncope and fight or flight. The definition of vasovagal is that it occurs when you faint because your body overreacts to certain triggers. These may include the sight of blood or extreme emotional distress on your body. Vasovagal syncope is also called neurocardiogenic syncope. The vasovagal syncope trigger causes your heart rate and your blood pressure to drop very suddenly, which leads to reduced blood flow to your brain, and sometimes you may lose consciousness as a result of that. The picture that I have up here on the screen, this graphic portrays the nervous system, and it mainly highlights the vagus nerve, which you can see going down through the center of the body. So vasovagal syncope and fight or flight. In addition to the vagus nerve, the body's response to stress and fear can also contribute to having vasovagal attacks. When you're faced with a stressful or a fearful situation, your body releases stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol as part of that fight or flight response. And when your body is in that fight or flight mode and you're having a vasovagal episode, the body often chooses to the flight option unless you can take quick measures to prevent one of those episodes from happening that we'll talk about in some of the later slides. So let's talk about common triggers or stressors for vasovagal. There's quite a few of them that can set off the episodes. Things like stress, fear, anxiety, being overwhelmed, if you're overheated, if you're dehydrated or don't have enough electrolytes, especially if you're dehydrated and you've been like standing too long or have exhaustion. Taking hot showers can cause vasoconstriction and really kind of thins that blood out, making you more susceptible to a vasovagal episode. Having heart arrhythmia issues can make you more sensitive to it, or the sight of blood. How to diagnose vasovagal? You can do a tilt table test. None of our local hospitals do this type of testing anymore, not even Iowa City. I was actually diagnosed back in 2003 with a pretty severe case of vasovagal syncope, the neurocardiogenic syncope. I was blacking out pretty much once a week at least, and they couldn't figure out why until I went to this hospital in Madison and did a tilt table test, and they strap you to a table, put an IV in, and then and put EKGs on you, and then they tilt you upright, and then they monitor your heart and how your body reacts until you black out. Some of the warning signs for vasovagal syncope, you'll feel your heart just rapidly race. Like all of a sudden you'll have like a tachycardia. You'll start feeling dizzy or lightheaded. You often feel nauseous. It might actually make you throw up when you're having an episode. Your face will get really pale, like all the blood drains out of your face because it's not going to where it needs to in the body. It's not coming to the upper level, to your head. And people say you look like a ghost. You might feel like sudden heat flashes. You're just like really, really warm and perspiring everywhere. Prevention and safety. Hydration is key. It's really, really, really important to stay well hydrated and have an electrolyte balance and to have access to water throughout the day. So if you're low on fluids or electrolytes and you're out in the heat, standing too long or overexerting yourself, it can easily trigger one of those episodes and your body can go into that fight or flight mode. If you feel an episode coming on, get down to the ground. Laying horizontal and having your feet elevated above where your heart is will help you kind of get to a better balance quicker. You can put a damp towel on your forehead, drink plenty of water. Don't try to push through it or keep trying to walk because you're at risk for head injury when you fall or black out. Some treatment options, you can get IV fluids to rehydrate. You can wear compression stockings to help better regulate your blood flow from the legs. You can take a beta blocker. I was prescribed a beta blocker for a while to regulate my heart rate because I do have arrhythmia issues as well. And then if you can't regulate your episodes over a period of time or have too many issues, a cardiac ablation or a pacemaker are options like in extreme cases. And then the discussion with the class, now knowing what you know, how can you better understand the early warning signs of a vasovagal episode and improve the chances of having a fight response with your body versus having a flight response.